I want power. I used to think that this was a bad thing. It used to be a part of my psyche that scared myself. But power isn't inherently bad. Power is just a tool, and it's how you use it that matters. It seems to be quite taboo these days to talk about a will to power. I guess Nietzsche would call that the slave morality that has been programmed into society by Judeo-Christian ideals. Now, I think it's important to define what I mean when I say power, because I'm not talking about, using it to dominate other people or bend them to my will. When I talk about power, I mean the ability to shape the world and my universe, my kind of internal existence within the world, to exactly how I wish. Because really, the more power you have and the greater your ability to, influence the life of not just yourself, but others, the world in general, and shape it to your ideals, then the closer to God that you become. Because God is all powerful, and that's his ability. And again, this is something I struggled with for a while, because I thought that this was ego, that, the wish to become like God was coming from a place of arrogance, and that striving for power was some kind of indictment against my own character, a flaw to be worked on. But I can see now that that's not the case. Can you hear the foxes shagging? It's like this really high-pitched yapping. I hear them all the time. There's a woods near my house. Where was I? Yeah. I believe that we are here in this universe to experience life. That the Creator, God, Jim, as I sometimes call him, has put us here in order to experience his own creation. Evening, mate, you're right. And it's our purpose here to collect as many experiences as we can, to strive to become the best versions of ourselves that we can be. And power is simply an extension of that. I think it was George Washington that said that you can never truly know a man's character until you've given him power. And again, I used to think that power was a kind of dirty word, because I didn't have the belief that I had the ability to handle it in a responsible way. But as I've worked on myself and I've grown and I've developed as a person, I believe that I do. And I believe that I have the ability to do a lot of good in the world. So I'm just going to be fully honest with you and tell you exactly what my dreams are. I want to start a commune. Some people might call it a cult. Potato, potato. But what I want to do is make enough money with my business in order to be able to fund a self-sufficient commune where people can live together and work together, you know, farming, sustainability, become self-sufficient. And I also want to have the money to pay each person that lives there a kind of universal basic income to cover all of their costs to pursue whatever their dreams or passions might be. So, for example, if you were a talented singer and you had a dream that you wanted to, you know, start your own music label and become a full-time musician, but you couldn't because you were tied down with a full-time job and you just didn't have the energy to be creative anymore after slaving away for 8 hours a day for somebody else, then you could come live in the commune. I'd give you like £800 a month, something like that, however much you needed each month in order to not have to work. Then you would you'd do your bit to help out around, you know, do a bit of farming, whatever chores needed doing around the place, and then the rest of your time would be free to dedicate to your passions and your craft. And if you felt like it after you'd become successful, then you could donate to help keep the place running. But again, it's not a necessity. Like I say, I intend to be able to fund this myself through the AI business. But despite all of this, what some people might think as completely unreasonable or overly grand plans that would require a lot of hard work, I also want to try and walk somewhat of a middle path. Because, you know, you see a lot of people in the kind of entrepreneurial space, like Charlie Morgan, for example, absolute boy, shout out Charlie Morgan, love his videos, John Mark Stevenson as well. These people are incredibly driven and incredibly hardworking, but it's not for me. Like, I respect the fuck out of them, but that kind of life isn't for me, where you work, you know, literally every hour of the day. I still like to chill out. I still like to relax and take life easy as well. And remember that at the end of the day, it is an experience, and we're here to enjoy it. Well, some people would argue that we're actually here to suffer, and it's whether you can find enjoyment in the suffering that makes you special. But either way, that's my honest talk with you guys about my ambitions. And I'm hoping that if there's somebody out there watching this who might be struggling with similar things themselves, where they're not sure if the fact that, you know, they want power, they want more out of life, that they have ambition, whether that makes them a bad person. It doesn't. Remember, power's just a tool, it's how you use it. And if you use it for good, and you never waver from your values, that's how you go down in history. Have a good night, guys. Love you all.